Hello and welcome back to DIY e-liquid recipes. It's been a while since I have answered your questions on a video, so today's episode will be a Q&A video with 6 new interesting questions I have received over time. So, starting with the first question, how to make a realistic cotton candy e-liquid? This question comes from a recent video covering e-liquid additives when I said that ethyl maltol is not a true cotton candy flavor. So one way to make a more realistic tasting cotton candy e-liquid would be to use the natural sweetness of vegetable glycerin very high as the base, together with a balanced combo of ethyl maltol and sucralose. You will need both, and actually sucralose might even be more important for the right taste of cotton candy, since the real cotton candy is actually sugar-based. A good place to start for a pure cotton candy flavor would be 3% of Capella Super Sweet and 2% of ethyl maltol, mixed at 80% of vegetable glycerin and the remaining 15% of propylene glycol. It still might need some adjustments based on your personal preference, but this will be a good start for a pure and simple cotton candy e-liquid. Okay, so the next question is, can I use the RF sweet strawberry from Capella instead of the regular sweet strawberry? The RF version of the sweet strawberry is indeed almost identical. You will not have any trouble using the RF flavors instead of the regular Capella flavors or the other way around. What RF stands for is reduced flash point. To achieve that, Capella reduced the amount of alcohol in the RF line from the original recipes. The result is an identical taste, but slightly weaker and prone to fading faster. So a little extra flavoring might be needed when using the RF flavors, but other than that, there is no difference in steeping or taste. The main reason Capella created the RF line is for air transportation and shipping. So most likely if you live in the United States, you will have the option of both versions. But for most international customers like myself, we're usually limited to the RF versions. And next question for today, what is the best way of sampling multiple e-liquids at the same time? The best way to sample different mixes is with a rebuildable drip atomizer or RDA. It could also be done with a coiled atomizer, but it becomes a hassle if you have more than 2 e-liquids to sample. For a coiled atomizer, just make sure you let the new e-liquid soak properly for a few minutes, and the taste should be fine after a few draws. Personally, I have 2 RDAs that I use for sampling, one for the clear e-liquids and one for darker looking e-liquids, so I don't have to keep changing the cotton if I go through a lot of different samples in the same day. Moving to the question number 4, how do you get rid of sweetness in most tobaccos? I'm assuming this question is for a specific line of tobacco flavors, since most tobacco concentrates, in my experience, are actually dry tasting. But if you come across an overly sweet tobacco flavor that you would like to tone down, there are a few options. One way is to use a little bit of chocolate for a mild bitterness. You can add a touch of chocolate to any tobacco really for that effect, and you will actually taste the difference. Another option is to use tobacco additives like clove, blackfire, or oak together with some triacetin. This is the most guaranteed help with the flavor, but use those additives very, very low. And last, you could also find a darker tobacco that you like, for example, the Latakia blend for Flavor Art or the Kentucky blend from Flavora, and use one of those together with the sweet tobacco you have for a richer taste. Next question is, how long do you steep your sample e-liquids? I steep almost everything, even my shake and bake recipes, for at least overnight, with the main goal being 24 hours. It helps to let the e-liquid settle down after mixing and stabilize in the bottle, so 24 hours seems to be a good amount of time to wait. As a general rule, I steep my fruit and other simple recipes for 1 to 2 days, all light creams and pastries for 2 days minimum, and for tobaccos and heavy custards, I steep them for 3 days minimum. After that, if it is the final sample, I will either bottle it for a longer steep or set it aside and eventually gift it to someone else in the future. And last question for today, how to make a simple and strong mint e-liquid recipe. Instead of analyzing all the mint flavors available, I will give you 2 easy recipes that always worked for me when I needed a simple mint e-liquid. The first one is the vanilla mint, which is made with 2.5% of flavored peppermint and 2.5% of Bavarian cream. This will taste similar to a creme de menthe, but in a vape form. It's also a good way of making a DIY creme de menthe for recipes that require it. And the second recipe, it is just a straight mint e-liquid with 2.5% of menthol from TFA together with 0.5% of WS-23. This will be a pure and simple mint recipe that could also help to clean your throat too, similar to a regular throat mint. Now I hope you liked this video and hopefully learned something new today. My original intention was to make a new Q&A video like this once a month, but due to my scheduling constraints, unfortunately each episode takes much longer to be made. If you have any questions for this series yourself, leave them in any video you like, and I will include the most interesting ones in the following Q&A videos to come. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you on the next video with a new recipe.